Hey, it's A Humble Collector here, and in today's video we have a very odd card. This is the first card I'm showing that's hopefully going to be part of more in the future, talking about resistance printed cards. That's either cards printed by the resistance during the war, or cards printed to remember people that were in the resistance post-war. I have a handful in my collection, but unfortunately not very many. This is a very odd one, though. This is a death card, a satirical death card for Adolf Hitler. So, a bit of background, I guess, before I dive into this. As far as I'm aware, there was never a death card printed for Adolf Hitler. I've never seen like an official one. Makes sense. It was right at the end of the war. Not a lot of people were exactly missing him at that point. But this one's unique because it was actually printed by the Dutch resistance. Starting from the top here, we have Veni, Vini, Foetsi, which Veni is I came in Latin. Vini is wine, and Foetsi apparently is gone in Dutch. So I came, I wined, I'm gone, I'm assuming is how that's supposed to translate. But moving down here, the whole Dutch people learned with great joy of the death of Adolf Hitler, living dictator of the Greater German Reich. We will never forget his struggle and downfall. Because of his death, my beloved Toontje also disappeared. And then stated at the bottom here, May 1945, in all names, Auntie. And at the very bottom here, we have the proceeds of this card are for the benefits of the underground press. So I was at a bit of a loss who Toontje and Tante were. I was thinking, I tried looking up some stuff online, really wasn't getting any good details. I ended up reaching out to the Verzets Museum, which is the Dutch Resistance Museum. They actually responded back to me. They provided some really good context. So Toontje here was the head of the Dutch Nazi Party. His name was Anton Mussert. And interestingly enough, Auntie here was his wife, a Maria Whitlam. And the reason that the card is signed Auntie is because, very famously, Anton had married his mother's sister. So his wife was also his aunt, which is weird. It was weird back then. It's weird now. But also kind of a weird tie to Hitler as well, because Hitler's first love that you read about in like some of the history about him was his half-niece, who he apparently was very romantically involved with until her suicide or, murder, depending on what source you want to look at. So just kind of a weird coincidence between the two. But yeah, so we have a really nice satirical card here, printed by the Dutch resistance, mocking not only Hitler, but also the head of the Dutch Nazi Party, who also married his aunt. It's a very weird card. I'll be completely honest, I've looked at this under a jeweler's loupe a couple times. The printing looks period, and I've never seen another one like this, so I don't think it's a reprint. But yeah, there's nothing on the back here. This cardstock, it's pretty thick. The printing doesn't look like super professional. You can see a lot of gaps here on the edges. So I could definitely see this being something made by the Resistance. If you've ever seen any other examples, please let me know. But yeah, just a really weird card, and as far as I'm aware, the only one that's ever been printed for Adolf Hitler, at least, period. So yeah, very odd card. I've wanted to talk about it for a while. I'd be curious to hear you guys' thoughts about it down below. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Happy collecting, and I will see y'all again very soon.